Hey, I'm Beth, and this is Kate, and we're both animation students at the University of Gloucestershire.
Today, we're going to be interviewing some of the third years and the second year animation students to talk about their work experience under lockdown. With me today is Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
So, Robin, where did you do your work experience and what was your job title?
So I did my work experience with a company called Complete Control, and they were based in Bath. So my job role was to be like a kind of a visual effects artist kind of person. Basically, we were given shots that were filmed on a blue screen, and we had to get rid of the blue screen so that the company could put other backgrounds behind what was already in the scene. Involved lots of like keying and masking and just many things.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Most of the stuff they've made is like children's kind of interactive software, like apps, games, websites, but all with like a bit of animation in or effects. And they've also done work for the likes of like CBBC, Nickelodeon Junior, and I think Cartoon Network as well. So they've got like quite a few names that they've done work for.
Fantastic. Beth, I'll take it over to you.
Yeah. How is it different to university work?
It was quite different because university work you've got the set deadline at the end where you could just hand everything in all at once. But with the work experience, it was more we'd be checking in every week to see how much we'd done, and the deadlines were much stricter. So we'd do some work and then we'd have to email them what we'd done, and then they'd come back to us saying, can you change this, or this is okay, can you do the next part, etc. It was very like you had to really, time management was very important.
That's fantastic. So, what did you originally want to do before joining university, and did it change after you did your work experience?
Coming into university, I was kind of set on doing animation, like so 2D, 3D. I hadn't really thought of what I wanted to specialize in other than animation. But this work experience made me really think about doing visual effects, because that's what this was about. We had to key out backgrounds from like a blue screen. And it was very interesting. I learned a lot, and I learned how to use After Effects, a lot of masking techniques in After Effects. And it was very interesting, but it did kind of solidify that I did kind of want to go more into animation, because although I do like the visual effects, I think I prefer, and I know that like drawing is more of my passion. So it kind of solidified the fact that I think I'd rather go into proper animation than the visual effects aspects, but it did help me kind of realize that.
Okay, and how was how was the work experience different working remotely?
Definitely there were some struggles to get work sent across because there were massive video files that we'd edited. We had a lot of problems with like, emails only have a certain like size limit on them, so you can't just send across massive gigabyte files. So we resorted to like WeTransfer or sharing with the Google Drive, and it definitely was because they were based in Bath. Obviously, that's quite a journey from Cheltenham, which is why we couldn't just travel there every time. But the working remotely definitely wasn't bad. It was quite good. Like the communication was there. We emailed each other regularly. It was just more of a case of because of the nature of like the work and the video files and the graphics and just how huge the files were. There was a lot of just a few problems, like just sending it back and forth, but we managed to overcome them eventually.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. That's all the questions we got. Thank you
Okay,
again.
thank you for having me.
No problem.
Bye.